What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on? Okay. Before I get into it, let me apologize. I did record the video as you saw last week. I recorded it way in advance, all right? Now, when I posted it, girl, I thought I posted the right one. And if it wasn't for a friend of mine that texted me and was like, girl, you posted the wrong video. Okay, you posted last week's video. So, I apologize. Mind you, here I am trying to give y'all the stuff on time. Like, yeah, go get back on schedule and all that stuff. Girl, I gave you the wrong video. Girl, that really pissed me off. I was like, wait. But anyway, we got this down pat, okay? We got this on time. But anyway, so this is Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, and this is season 6, episode 15, Caught on a Lie. Girl, let's just get into it because I just really want to, Brooke. I just don't understand this phenomenon of fighting over a man. And if you're in a same-sex relationship, fighting over that person. Like, what is the purpose? Okay, like, what is the purpose? Especially somebody that does not have their life together. Somebody that is not offering you anything, okay? Somebody who is literally back on that stuff. And he can't deny that he ain't on it because them videos clearly show him on that stuff, all right? And you're going this hard, like this is the type of influence that you want to be around your sons. And then you are literally coming at the alleged other woman. And my whole thing is, you knew that this person was in his life. In some way, some shape, some form. You knew that you were not main choice. You were second choice. You were second choice because Alex messed up according to JK. And also according to her. Well, also according to Bonnie, because Bonnie, she been carrying the bone back and forth. Now, let me tell you something, Bonnie, you a messy bitch. Girl, I thought, I thought when, Alex was talking and she said Bonnie was lying, I really thought, I was about to say, Bonnie, you really lying, but that really wasn't the case. Okay, but, you literally, Brooke, our second choice. Because, again, had Alex not cheated on him, he would have came home to her for real. And technically speaking, he came home to both y'all. I need you to understand that. And it's like, your man is my man, is her man, is okay. Scissor on the beat, You need to understand that at this point. Because, again, I just don't understand. What do the people be going in their head that y'all really feel like a person who been locked up for multiple years and then start talking to you while they're locked up, not prior to them being locked up, but while they're locked up, they have not had the comfort and the touch of a person that they are sexually interested in, whichever gender that they're sexually interested in. They have not had that. So you really coming out here thinking that they're going to be 100% faithful as soon as they get out of prison or jail after being in there for multiple years with having nobody to, and they just going to be doing, come on. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that JK ain't only just messing around with Alex or with Brooke, with other people too. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, it's like, can you really be mad? You can, but girl, this is what you get. So you go meet up with Alex and then you come into her so confrontational. And like she said, I'm not finna talk to somebody that's trying to act like they the big bad wolf or whatever and do all this rah-rah stuff to make it seem like you really something. Girl, Brooke, let me tell you something. You better be glad Alex did what she did and she didn't do that much. Okay? That just goes to show, Brooke, you are all talk. And I only feel like you did what you did because them cameras was right there and you knew security or whoever was going to be on the block, they was going to break that stuff up. But other than that, you would have never put your hands on that girl. And then it shows because you can't fight. You cannot fight. One thing about it is I can't stand when a bitch or a nigga, I can't stand when y'all be talking all that mess and y'all start a fight and get y'all ass whooped. Mind you, I wouldn't even call that an ass whooping because it was barely a fight. But what happened was you come up there and you instantly start insulting the girl. You trying to get information out of her. You fucking with my man? You doing this with my man? You doing this, da 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 da. I'm like, is it really your man? Is he really your man at this point? Do JK know that he's your man? Like, you really got to ask yourself these questions while you up here going, I mean, I get it. And it's only been a month, but at this point, is he really your man? Do you really need to be doing all of this? You literally lost your job and your steady income over this said man who ain't giving you nothing. Is it a competition? Is it something like you just feel like I have to have the prize? I gotta win, even though I'm not getting nothing out of it. Like, I'm so confused as to what's going on, Brooklyn. Well, I don't want to call you that. You don't deserve that. Brooke, I just don't understand what's going on. And then you talking about the girl and her appearance and all this stuff. She's walking away. Alex did the right thing, okay? Because one thing about me, you not finna get up in my face. You not finna come and assault me and you think you gonna get the answers that you looking for. You think that's gonna make me wanna rah. No, I'm just go away, okay? Until you put your hands on me, because I'm not gonna initiate it, but I'm a damn sure finish it just like Alex did. Now let me tell you something. Brooke, you did all of that. You know you all up in it and you this and you doing with my man. Okay, what you doing? What you doing? You sleeping with JK? You sleeping with JK? Oh, bitch, all this, da. And then you put your hands in that girl's face. Now, see, Alex is better. Alex is better than me, okay? Because once that hand came in my face, before you even touch, once that hand came into my face, baby, I would have knocked you out on the ground, okay, baby? You would have been bum rushed on the ground already. Girl, I would have, bam, okay? It would have already happened. It would have already happened, and we just would have been squabbling, okay? I would have just sat on you, you know, and I just would have ding. You know, I got to use this weight for something, okay? It's going to come into handy right in there. Listen, and then Alex, at that point, she walked away. She literally walked away. She kept walking, and you kept antagonizing her, and then you actually put your hands on her, pushed her, because you egging it on for a fight, and that girl whooped your ass. Mind you, all y'all did was pull some hair. I saw your track. You started that. You put your hands in that lady's face. You push her, and then you grabbed her a little bit, but she grabbed your ass and flung you around, and I saw one of your tracks come out onto the floor. Because Alex's hair was still up in that little ponytail bob. She still had her little balloon knot on top of her. Balloon fucking knot. Do we want to say that? Because you know when I say balloon knot, I be talking about... She had a little knot on her head, okay? She had that still up on her head. And you up there trying to get up off the floor. And then got the nerve to call her a trash ass, fat ass bitch. And I said, wait a minute. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle goddamn black? You ain't too big. Listen, compared to you and her, you are the smaller one. But baby, you ain't that small about it. You only small probably about like 5 pounds. That's what it's giving. And it's the way that your body is proportioned. That's what it's giving. And it looked like that you had on like a little spank or something, you know, like you had a little waist trainer on. Because the waist, you know, you couldn't breathe. Okay? That's what it was giving. And you kept on standing like that. You know, like, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I hate when y'all motherfuckers do shit like that and you talk about a person's weight, whatever. But then again, it's like, okay, so you want to call this person out about their weight or how they look or whatever. But the person that you're fighting over, your nigga, your man, your woman, they still fucking around with that person who looks like that. So obviously that ain't a problem from them. So why we bringing it up? And like I said, girl, you ain't no skinny mini. So what's the problem? I said that's the only insult that you can. Baby, when she got up in that car, Alex said, I'm not gonna talk to nobody that's gonna be doing all of that. Absolutely the fuck not. Okay? You wanna talk, you wanna come to me like a mature woman. But I can't talk to somebody that's doing all of that shit. Absolutely not. The producer said, so are you messing around? Because she said, I got information that I could have told her. But now she came to me like this and she want to do all this stuff. You going to have to find out on your own. Okay? Because I could have told you, but I'm not. The producer lady going to be like, so, are you messing around with JK? Are y'all sleeping together? Pause. Currently? No. I said, wait a minute. What was that long pause? I said, oh, so y'all really was fucking around with each other. Bonnie was like, no, Brooke was like, so Bonnie told me that she was pregnant. No, she said, so you pregnant? You got pregnant by my man? You had a miscarriage by my man and all that stuff? Girl, I gotta stop this because this little bubble keep coming all the time. You know, let me stop my hand gesture. She said you got pregnant by my man, and she was like, girl, whatever. It's like, who told you that? But you told Bonnie that you had a miscarriage or whatever. I didn't tell Bonnie anything. Now listen, I was about to go in on Bonnie. And I was about to say, Bonnie, you are so messy because you wanted to get that bitch back for real. That's what it is. So you was just going to be real messy with it. Girl, no. She said she fucked that man. And basically, yeah, she had a miscarriage by that man. And then you gonna get up there on that goddamn phone and you gonna call that man up. And as soon as you heard the way that he was talking and he said that he was at 7-Eleven, you're at 7-Eleven and you're slurring and you're sounding, your speech is very slowed, okay? It's very drawn out, slowed, and dragging. And you get your ass on the phone and you gonna talk to him and ask him to tell you the truth about whether or not he fucking around with Alex and if he got her pregnant and all that stuff and woo, woo, woo. Bitch, he is not there. So he's going to tell you whatever you want. But I'm like, can't you read between the lines that he lying? He's lying. And I said, Alex, why are you asking what you already know? That's just, I like one. Y'all, I'm getting asleep. So basically, you know, some lyrics or whatever. I got it done earlier today. Okay, it's just the lyrics that literally, you know, it really spoke to me. It says, I'm gonna love on me, cause nobody can judge me but me, cause I was born free, and if you know where that's from, you are right with me, bitch. You know, and then I want to put some things around it or whatever, and I do want to do a little cover up, cause I do want to cover up this. I want to get this redone. This one, fun fact, like this girl I found, like back in the day, y'all remember Craigslist? My cousins had came over to the crib and we was gonna have like a little tattoo party or what's up, some shit. And I wound up finding this girl on Craigslist, black girl or whatever. You know, she was a little nerdy looking type. And I think she was a little nervous. And see, we took a risk. Because not only did she tattoo, she pierced my cousin. But she pierced her a little bit. Like, it was too big. In her lip or something like that, it was too big. But then, you know, she did a little stencil right here. And then I was like, girl, this is what you get when you get somebody off of Craigslist. And they come to the crib. And, you know, it is what it is. But, hey, thank God ain't nothing happened to us. But, you know, I want to get that covered up. And, or at least, you know, connect that, and because I do want it to come up. Anyway, whatever the fuck. That ain't what we here for. But yeah, Brooke, you are trash. You a trash person. Ain't no way in hell I'm finna be fighting over a bitch. I'm not finna be fighting over no bitch, fighting behind a bitch. If that lady is not my wife, and if we ain't been locked in for multiple years, I'm not fighting over you. Okay, especially if we only been together for a few months, girl, I'm letting you go real quick, okay? Absolutely not. You want to do that shit, go ahead and do what you got to do. I'm not, okay? Meanwhile, you got this whole shit with Joella and Kiana. Kiana, I think you did that. Kiana, I think you did it, okay, girlfriend? Listen, I wanted to be like, you know, maybe you not that dumb to do some stupid shit like that. And it's a possibility Joella could have did that. And it's also a possibility that Kiana didn't do it and it wasn't neither one of them. And it was just some random person. But Kiana, girlfriend, when that producer said, Kiana, are you guilty of this? No, Kiana, did you commit this crime? I did not commit this crime. That's the way that she said it. I was like, oh, you said that like you was in a court of law, bitch. Like you was at the judge and the judge had asked you a question. You was like, Mr. Judge, sir, ma'am, I did not do that. I am 100% innocent. Girl, I'm sitting here looking like, Something about it, Kiana, is tickling my brain that you got something to do with. I don't want to say that out loud, but I kind of just did. It just feels like you could. I would not be surprised if it comes out that it happened, baby. Because when you was talking about them tires and Demondre came over there and said, I was gonna pay her for the tires and all that stuff. Oh, you gonna pay her for the tires like $600? Them tires ain't cost no $600. Look at them trash ass tires. Now, first the fucking Kiana, not Kiana, Joella, y'all ain't got like, and this ain't racist, okay? So don't. I hope you don't take offense. Y'all ain't got like a little Mexican shop where they be doing the shit for the low. Cause out here, like, listen, my mama, it was a shop. Let me say something. I used to live in back of the yards neighborhood. Y'all remember for the long time viewers? Y'all remember I used to live in the back of the yard neighborhood, right? We go down a few blocks. Probably like on 47th and not 47th and Ashland, 51st and Ashland. It was like, well, no, actually, it was 47, but I think it's like, not Bishop. No, it goes down a little bit further, okay? Right past 47th and Ashland. Going down there to 51st. Well, it's on 51st, bitch. Get your shit together. I ain't been over there in a long time, so I'm getting my day. It's 51st, okay? Going that way. You take the 51st Street bus. Yeah. So we was up in that area. It's around Justine, Troop, and all that shit. You keep going a little bit further. It's a little Mexican spot. They got a couple of car spots and all that stuff. You go around the corner. They got all the tires and shit. They be doing oil changes and shit. They be doing all that stuff for the low, girl. And it was legal, okay? Because I know somebody probably was thinking some shit. But no, it was legal. You go to your local hood shit, and they'll get you that stuff for the low. Each and every time my mama got a tire that had a hole in it because a goddamn nail didn't stuck it, they switched that shit out for $40. Each tire was for $40. You ain't had a little space like that, girl. Because I already listened. She did say that them tires, that man said it was $652. Kiana was like, I don't want no damn $600. Look at them trash ass tires. I said, well, actually, no, it wasn't $600. It was $652. Actually, do you think I would pay that shit? Absolutely the fuck not. But she got kids. But at the same time, girl, $652 for some tires? You went to an actual fucking... It seemed like you went to a real shop. A real shop or a white shop. But no, I'm telling you, you got to go through the hood or whatever. And them tires be lasting. I don't know what they do, where they got their tires from, but them tires used to last my mama so long too. Okay? So I was like, oh, girl, I think I could have found you some shit for the low and some good stuff too. But, yeah, it's the baby's birthday. And the little get together. I said, where the kids at? Maybe they didn't want to show that just yet because this was at the beginning, but they went a little bit to like a little adventure park and they do like little miniature golfing and all this other stuff. And eventually his mama and daddy came up there. Stepmom and daddy came up there. I can just tell from his daddy. He get it from his daddy. Because the daddy looked like he used to have hella bitches back in the day. And he just real smooth with it. Because when he came up there, he was like, you spread that sugar around. I know because you got it from your daddy, but I know what it is. Like, I was like, you know what? Then I'm looking through them glasses. And I said, you are a nice looking man. Yeah, you was fucking around. You probably got some more kids out there. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, you like father, like son. That's just what it's given. Okay? And, they get there. Kiana better than me because I'm not making no cupcakes for nobody and I can't be there and my kids can't be there and enjoy them. But I guess because she do love the kids, got a little kids, and the kids are innocent in this thing. She said that's the least I can do. If I can't be there, my kids ain't gonna be there, I can at least make some cupcakes for the kids. I said I would have brought them. I'm not finna make no cupcakes. I would have just went to the store and brought them. But sure, that's cute. I just, when I think of these things and I look at these scenarios on these shows, I just realize I am not as mature as I think I am. Like, girl, I don't care. That's why I would prefer to be with a woman without kids. I would prefer to be, but in these day and age, it's just very rare to find a lesbian, even a bisexual without kids. It's just really, it's a rarity. You're like, oh my God, you don't have kids? Hold on to that. Okay? But anyway, so you got that. She's not letting the kid come. And I said, yes, you woke it up. If I'm not going to be there, my child is not going to be there. Especially after you didn't file the fucking police report against me. No, I don't trust that situation, and I don't understand why DeMondre don't get that. I know that you want everybody to be together and be cool and all this stuff, but baby, it's just not gonna happen, especially with this police report situation that's going on. Absolutely not. She get there, she has to come back because she forgot to bring the cupcakes. And Jamondre making it so obvious that the girl is outside. Unless they edit this and splice these things together, you got Joella, having to go back outside to go get her coat because it's a little cold and she got to go get it out the car. And he tried to be like, nah, I get it. I'm like, if you don't want to bring suspicion and, attention to things, why are you being so suspicious acting, right? But anyway, that's when the parents show up and they're like, why you not coming and all this stuff? Well, I'm not coming because the girl got a police report against me and she don't want me there and my kids ain't finna come either, okay? His kids can come over to the crib and chill, but we're not going up in there with her, okay? Bitch, when them two had that conversation or whatever it was and she blurted out, he tried to give her the money, let me tell you something. I would have took that money back too. Because one thing about it, if we did not discuss about anything else, do not try to add nothing else to the program, okay? Don't add nothing else to the list. We talked about tires. We didn't talk about anything that was inside your car. We talked about tires. You said that you paid $652 for the tires. He said, I'll give you the money for the tires. I will reimburse you for the tires, okay? So you can let this court shit go away. This police shit go away. And she gonna say, well, shit, fuck it. If you not gonna do that, then, we not, fuck that. I'm still filing the report. And if you wanted me not to file the report, why don't you tell her why you stop fucking with me? Because you still fucking with me. I said, oh, God. Now, Joella could be lying, but honestly, I don't think that she's lying. I do feel as though he is still hitting her off. He's still cracking her off. Like, for real. And that's why she's still acting the way that she acting. He won't put his foot down and say, no, this is permanently cut off. I was about to say temporary. This is permanently cut off. And did you see when he was in that confessional? And they said, are you still having sex with Joella? And he said, huh? No. I haven't had sex with her since what? It's been like a little bit over a month and a half. What if since I got back with Kiana? I said, so Kiana and you were in the midst of trying to make up with one another. And it's like you just don't understand what you just said. You said, I have not had sex with Joella in a month and a half or so ever since I got back and moved in with Kiana. So that means prior to you moving in the process of you and Kiana trying to, get back on even footing and, forgive and, trying to get back together, and y'all probably was back together before she eventually said, let's move, you can move in. You were still fucking with the baby mama, and that is exactly why she doing what she doing. Nigga, anyway, Kiana, I hope you make me eat my words. I hope you make me eat my words, okay? And it comes out that you did not do that, But I really, at this point, it's given that you did. I'm just saying. Both of y'all dumb hoes. Anyway, moving on from that, another dumb hoe, Courtney and Will. Baby, Will said, I'm going to file these papers. I'm trying to get in contact with this girl. This girl don't want to answer the phone. And then she don't want to talk. So I'm going to come out here to Portland and I'm going to use the location on the phone that I brought her on the plan that she's probably on the plan with him. Okay? Not a separate plan, a family plan. And so therefore I got control of it. I know the location and everything. So let me go find out where she is because she's not answering the phone. She's staying at this house with this woman that Mark got her in contact with, right? Paying like $600 a month. Okay, cool. I wish I could pay $600 a month. Baby, I paid my rent the other day. And I said, because I renewed the lease or whatever. So you want to go up a few dollars? Oh, okay. How much dollars did they go up? Actually, let me do the calculation. Y'all know I love a calculation. $67. I said, bitch. Oh, okay, that's what we doing. But anyway, so you got that going on, and he popped up. Oh my God, what are you doing here? Man, they was on the phone earlier and she was like, and you lied to me and you did all of this or whatever. He said, what the fuck are you talking about? That ring that you gave me and it ain't worth shit or whatever. You said it was $10,000. Will, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I'm not going to believe it. He said, I brought that online. I didn't get no the paperwork for it or some shit or whatever that you did when you when you get the real shit. So if you know, it found out that it wasn't real or whatever, I got insurance for it. I can get that back. I said, bitch, you knew that shit wasn't real. You knew that shit was not. You didn't think. And then he got the nerve to get up in his feelings and be like, oh, so we break up. I say we want to break up and you going to go hock the ring already? Well, you went and filed the divorce papers. So tit for tat, you know, y'all in the same goddamn boat. But yeah, he came over there. She was like, you just want to give up on me and all this stuff. Because he was like, you're not a wife. Well, I don't know how to be one, and I'm not going to be able to know how to be one in 6 weeks. I don't know what it means to really love somebody and to really be in a real relationship. It's been so long or whatever. And it was like, you don't do nothing. You're not even going to stick there with me. He was like, you don't even talk to me. Okay? I try to communicate with you. You don't even talk to me. I text you. You don't text me back for hours. And you won't give up your sugar daddy. Who wants a wife who got millions of sugar daddies? Who else is you fucking around with? She said, oh. I said, now, Courtney, be for real. We are in a truth moment situation. Can you please be for real? Because who else is getting that punani? You know, like, I feel like Will is justified in asking that question. I would have asked it. Okay, because what is you doing for this money that these sugar daddies, because I'm pretty sure not all of them just want you to just, you know, do nothing like Mark and just going to be like a, oh, girl, Mark is so, I never. The things you straight women do for, got to go through. And my gay boys. But, hey, it is what it is. I said, you got the nerve to be offended. I said, girl, close your mouth. She's like, I said, yes, okay. Meanwhile, moving on from now, girl, Leticia and Keith, they go home from the whole get together with the family. Excuse me, from the family and all that stuff. Happy to get back to the house. And their whole situation, their whole thing is the fact that somebody texted his phone that, Keith, I need you to stop lying. Y'all gotta come up. You've been in prison all these years. It was like 11 years. And I mean, you had time to be able to get your life skills together. No shade. No shade. Like, for real. Because you're not going to sit here and make me believe that you was catfish. Somebody was catfishing you. Mind you, you're using the word wrong. Okay? Catfish means that somebody is pretending to be somebody else and made you believe that they were somebody else. And that you actually got communication and like, I had a catfish. Listen, it was somebody that was following me. And I recently, like earlier today, just found out that the person that was following me and I've been communicating with, like, we cool. We, you know, just Twitter shit or whatever. And come to find out, they not who they supposed to be. It's somebody else and we don't know who it is because I found the original person. And they had made a video basically saying this person has been catfishing people using their videos and pictures and stuff like that for the past 10 years. And it got to the point, because they were allegedly supposed to have worked with Parkwood, it got to the point where Beyonce team had sent out a letter trying to sue her or whatever. Come to find out, she like, I'm not that person. And I was like, oh my God, this is so fucked up. And that was the only reason why we was in communication. I said, bitch, no. What? Anyway, it's crazy. That's what catfishing is, okay? Not a bitch sending you messages or whatever that you already been in contact with, and or somebody that just randomly sent you a message out of the blue that you never been in contact with, saying let's talk and sending you pictures and all this stuff. Stop it, Keith. Okay, I know you probably scared of Leticia a little bit, cause like you said, she get in her mode where all of a sudden you look in her eyes and it goes dark and it goes blank and she ain't there to look like it's real scary or something like that. If you saying all of that, that. I feel like you need to watch out when you go to sleep, because shit, ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? Is she out of jail? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, and he talk about some. She just randomly texted me this today. I don't know who the person is, Stephanie. Okay, now let's say I'm dumb and I believe that. But then when you get to the confessional and you talk to the producers and you in there talking about your relationship and all this stuff, your phone keep ringing. Ring, 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 ring. And then, or text messages come in. Oh, damn, my phone keep blowing up. I got to see who this is. Maybe I should have turned my phone off. Or I got to go ahead and upstairs and take this. Are you still talking to Stephanie? I'm finna go upstairs and take that. What? You're lying, okay? You are lying. You're talking to another person. And at this point, I just want y'all to be real. And let's just be honest with ourselves. It's been 11 years, and yeah, you want a little bit of variety. That's just happened, okay? Moving on. What else is going on with them? I think that's all that was going on with them. Troy, I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for him because he is in a lose-lose situation. He is down there, and he is not mentally together. He goes back to Buffalo, sees the stuff that's going on with his brother. They go visit their other brother's grave. The brother is going through a mental crisis, which in turn having him go through a mental crisis as well, because he's coming back to a family home that probably is just bringing up a lot of old feelings, old memories, and trauma. That's just what it all is, okay? And so he's going through it. And when he started crying about his father not being there, he couldn't get the father's ashes when he wanted them. He couldn't go to the funeral the way he wanted to. He had to be shackled and all that stuff. He just wanted to talk to him one last time. The way that man was breaking down, and he just was so aggravated and frustrated with all of everything that was happening. And for his sister to keep on bringing up this whole situation with Kiana and baby Troy, and are you going to go over there and talk to her and all this stuff while you're out here? And then you get on the phone with Zaria, and she talking about you need to go ahead and handle that, because if you really want to get your child and you want to see her, you got to talk to the mom, and you got to do this and do that, and you got to man up so that she won't have to keep on blaming it on me. And I said, see, at first I was kind of with you, but then when you want to bring you into the situation, when you can hear and see, you don't even got to see, you can hear that this man is going through it, that irked me so bad. That's when I say she went back to being fucking selfish, because girl, don't nobody give a fuck about you. And at this point, I felt some type of way. Yes, you do have to man up a little bit, or a lot of bit, and you have to go ahead and talk to your baby mama and get that. If you really want your daughter, you want to see your daughter, that I get that, and I get where the sister was coming from. I get where Zaria was coming from. But at the same time, you want this man, and it's like y'all was forcing it. You're forcing him to do something in a headspace that he is not ready to do it. And he was absolutely correct when he said, I'm going to do it, but in this headspace that I'm at right now, it's not going to work. And he is absolutely correct. That man is lashing out. He's grieving. He's crying and all this stuff. You can see that he's angry. He's frustrated. And you want him to have a conversation with Kiana and think that it's going to go well, and she's going to receive that. She's going to pick up on his aura as soon as she pull up and pull the fuck right back off. And they ain't going to have no conversation. And again, we not finna do no last minute pop-ups and shit like that. You call me on the phone and we'll schedule a time where we can actually sit down and talk. Okay? That's what we'll have to do. So when the sister went on ahead and called, now see, if he got to tell you to call, sister, you should have said no, you call. And that's part of the reason why Kiana said absolutely not. And then Kiana, you got to get out your shit with this whole Zaria there and all this stuff. I don't want her around and all that. Girl, eventually, once y'all get this stuff together, she's going to be around because that's his wife. Whether you want to believe it or agree with it or take it, that's just what it is. Y'all playing with these kids and making them pawns. And let me tell you this, Troy, if you truly want to see your daughter and you want some rights and visitation, take the bitch to court. Take the bitch to court. Because I guaranteed you, a man taking a woman to court, oh yeah, they're going to do something about it. And that just goes to show that, yeah, you put foot to ass and you really want to do something about it. You really want your daughter. And I get it. I get it. You probably don't want to put her through that. And, you know, it's a possibility that you'll probably get put on child support or whatever. But it goes to show that you dead ass serious. And the judges, I seen it when the men actually take the women to court. And they be on your side. So if you really want to do something and she not doing it the way that you need to, when you trying to do it civilly, take the bitch to court. There's no excuse. But let that man get his head right for a couple of days before he go in there and cut her head off. Okay? With his words, you know? I was like, Zaria, you really just get on my nerves. I really cannot stand that girl, for real. Oh my gosh, she's so goddamn selfish. And then we get to Bianca and Danny. Daniel does not have good friends. Those people are not his friends because, yeah, you're out. First of all, if I know my friend is not supposed to be around alcohol because they got, you know, DUIs and all this stuff, and even being around it could be a temptation to them. And granted, you know, sometimes you will have to have that control yourself, learn to have that self-control, because everybody's not going to put their life on hold just because you can't do something. Okay. But if we do go to a bar or go to some place that is serving alcohol, I am not going to encourage you to do that. I don't care how rough your day is. I don't care if you've already relapsed once, but in my presence, you're not going to do that when I know that you're not supposed to be doing that. Friend or no friend, okay? Well, friend, family, friend, we're not going to do that. I don't give a good goddamn if your woman, your man, whoever is getting on your nerves, you had a stressful day. I am not going to sit there and allow you to have a drink and break your sobriety. No, because one drink going to lead to another drink, what's going to lead to another drink, which is exactly what happened with Danny. Mind you, the first drink that he started off with was a Long Island iced tea. And I said, bitch, you're going down here. I said, child, it's over. It is over. You could have started off with a beer. You started off with a Long Island iced tea. And if you know me, I'm a Long Island iced tea girl. That is my drink of choice, okay? Number one. Get you fucked up right away. And I love it. And he was, as soon as he took that, and he was drinking that bitch like water. And they told him, you know, you gotta let it settle. You gotta, you know, sip that shit. Bitch, he took that shit to the head. He was through that straw. I said, yeah, been there plenty of times. I don't know. You taste that shit. Sometimes it's depending on who make it. As soon as it hit your tongue, sometimes it don't hit right away. But after you swallow, and after that few seconds after you swallow, that's when that bitch hits you. Because that's why sometimes you could drink that whole like water. And then all of a sudden, all the liquor that's in it just hit you. And you be like, oh, there it is. Sometimes it'll get you as soon as it hits your tongue. Okay? Hit the back of that throat right there. Right there. Damn. And I said, God damn Daniel. Damn Daniel. No, put that drink down. And then he drank a beer after that. Then he had a shot after that. I said, oh, he finna be fucked up and it's still daylight. You're dumb. You're done. And Bianca keep calling, texting. He not answering. Baby, if I'm calling and I text you, and you could tell when somebody is hanging up the phone on you. When they get your phone call and they hang up, I'm not finna call you back. I'm not gonna text you back. And I'm damn sure not finna come find you. Because obviously you don't respect me enough to answer the phone. You, in your way or whatever, you don't want to talk. So let me just go ahead and let you do what you got to do. And I may or may not be at the house when you come home. Okay? That's just really how it is. I'm that type of bitch. I'm just that person, okay? Mind you, he can't stand this girl. And I want to be on his side so bad because I can't stand her either. Because she's just too much. She's too much. Meanwhile, she pops up. Hey, I was calling you. You don't want to answer. He said, hey, I was drinking. I said, damn, you gonna just say that right there? He said, hell yeah, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Girl, they got up into the car, and when that man got into the car, all of a sudden, he was like, I can't stand this, and you do this, and I don't even want to come home, bitch. She said, hold up. And then when he called her a bitch, that bitch came out. I said, he was like, now see, the boundaries of it is, it's like when it's right here, and then right here, and right here, and right here, and then, bitch, you be just doing because you a bitch. I said, oh, wow. I knew he was fucked up when he came out the bar, and they was walking to the car, and he dropped that plate of macaroni, and mind you, the macaroni actually looked good. It looked like, and see, it gives that aura, or that look, it was creamy. And it looked like it could possibly be good, but then it probably could be bland, depending on who made it. Looks can be deceiving. And I said, oh, you gonna really pick it up? I said, oh, yeah, you real drunk, because you ain't gonna leave it on the floor. You picked that bitch up and you brought it in the car with you instead of throwing it in the garbage. What? Daniel was out of it. He said, because I don't want to talk to you no more. I don't want to be around you no more. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go home with you. I was like, you know what? At this next stop, she said, did you call me a bitch? Yeah, bitch. You are a bitch. Okay, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to talk to you. Listen, I'm finna get about this car. This next stop. She was like, you know what? I'm going to pull over and I'm going to let you out because I don't even understand why you acting like this. And I said, girl, get the picture. Get a clue. The man don't want you no more. He is over it, baby. Okay? He called that lady a bitch. I said, Daniel, y'all get too comfortable calling y'all partner bitches and shit. I would never. Let me take that back. No, I would never. And it gets to the point where I gotta call you a bitch. I'm at the end of my rope, and I'm at the end, and I'm ready to let this go. I just really don't, whether you mean it in a negative way or in a so-called positive way, I just don't feel like you should be calling your woman or your partner your bitch or something like that. No, that's my lady. That's my man. You ain't gotta be like, that's my bitch, that's my nigga. No. That's your man, that's your woman. That's how I feel. But anyway, that was the episode, y'all. Hopefully, you're watching this episode review, and I posted the correct one. We ain't gonna have that no more. But anyway, you guys, thank y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.